first opening day of bow season, and I came in here about noon because I didn't want to make anything that's in here blow out of here. So I just thought I'd come in here about noon and put this Tidewe blind up. And I got my blind set up here. And boy, I tell you, it got warm. Of course, I've been working, been sawing some shooting lanes. But, you know, I'm not really hunting. Now, I've got my bow with me. You know, as you never know. I mean, you know, you never know. In fact, about 15 minutes ago, and I had the camera back here behind the tree because I heard something, I looked up, and I seen one right there on that, you know, probably about 40 yards out there. It's a small deer, but somebody started mowing up here, and I think they've jumped that deer, probably. But I heard it, looked up, I seen legs coming through there. Oh, crap. Yeah. So, I've already seen one. It was up here in the middle of the day, but you never know. I mean, you know, I have before been putting up stands or putting up blinds, and a buck come running in on me, or doe come running in on me, and wind up shooting it. So you know, season's open. You want your weapon, whatever you're hunting with. But I'm not really hunting today. I'm more or less preparing. I'm preparing for when I really start putting the pressure on this place a little more here in about 3 weeks. I don't really feel like this place will be too good right now. I mean, you may shoot a doe in here, you may see even a small buck, but there's so much doe sign in here that I feel like this is going to be a place for where when the seeking phase starts, that the bigger bucks are going to start moving in here a little bit more. So I don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on this place right now, but I'm just preparing. Now, I wanted to do this 2 weeks ago, and I didn't get up here because I live a pretty good ways away. And then last week, of course, we had the hurricanes hit in the southeast, and which fortunate, you know, we didn't get hit. I mean, we got some bad wind and a lot of electrical power outage, but I didn't lose any, thank the Lord. But a lot of people did, and so we got hit, but just, you know, we didn't get the blunt of it. But it was just bad weather all last week, and I didn't get up here. So I snuck in here and I popped this blind up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of my cameras right here on this big trail. There's a great big old trail. In fact, I think maybe that deer, you know, a few minutes ago would have walked this trail, because it was right there, and that trail's going around. I know where it goes right to, because I can only see it right there, but they might have been in that trail, and he might have come right on through here, so that's a good sign. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a camera here, and then there's another spot that I'm going to make a mock scrape, and I'm going to start pouring it into that scrape back over here, just about 70 yards, and I want to try to keep some action right in here. Now, I thought this would be a better place for a blind because this blowdown right here, and being concealed a little bit, and then I'm going to hang my stand back here for when the wind is not good here. The wind might be good for that over there. So I've got an A and a B plan. So, but I feel like to shoot something right quick, like a doe, maybe this evening, I'm gonna say here to dark, just observe. Now, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really planning on shooting nothing. I'm planning on watching. I'm planning on glassing, using my binoculars and glassing, and I want to see deer movement and see kind of which way they're going, because I've never hunted here before. It's my first time ever actually hunting in here. I was in here about a month ago and we did the other video, but now I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to just observe, and maybe next week I'll come in here one time, change batteries into cell cams, and then make sure they got fresh batteries, and maybe hunt one evening, and then I'm going to stay out of here, because like I said, I feel like that this is going to pick up here in about the last of October. I really do. Now, you know, saying that, I might get a big buck on the trail cam tomorrow in the daylight, and if that's the case, I'll get in here hunting, but probably not. But I'm just more or less observing right now and just sort of watching and seeing kind of what historically the deers are doing. And that's kind of what my plan is for this evening. But I'm going to just sit and enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm going to cool down a little bit and get my deer lure out, and we're going to go down here and smell like a deer, and that way if any comes in here this evening, it might calm them down a little bit. So let's go do that right now a little bit. And what I want to do is what I do really just about all the time that I'm out actually deer hunting, whether it's bow season or rifle season or muzzle loading, whatever. I'm a big believer in smelling like a deer. I've been using some kind of cover scent, deer lure or something, for over 25 years, you know, and I've seen it work. And when you're talking about deer lure, you're really talking about using something, yeah, that's going to you know, get them to think a deer's in there, but you're really masking your scent. You know, that's what you're really doing. You know, I remember growing up, every year when I was a little kid, you know, we buy fox pea, you know, the old fox pea, or coon pea, but fox pea usually. And I remember being 6, 7 years old, asking my dad, I said, well, why are we buying fox pea? And he's like, well, it's to cover your scent. And I guess that works, but you ever think about the best cover scent would be a real deer? Smell like a deer, right? That would be the best cover scent. So I use deer lure to cover my scent when the wind maybe kicks. Now, you're never going to get 100% free. Nobody should believe that. But if the wind does kick a little bit, you know, but it's a good wind, you know, it's a dominant good wind, but it kicks a little bit, especially in these low places, it helps just to have that little insurance that they might calm down and go, you know, there's a deer in here. Now, we got a new sponsor, and this is the first time I've got to use it today, but I'm excited about using ScrapeJuice, and this is ScrapeJuice products. We'll put the link in the video and at the end of the video too, and in the description. This is ScrapeJuice scent products, and they've got a whole range of real 100% deer lure. And this is called Bowhunter's Fatal Obsession, and this is good for early season, mid season, late season, because all this is it's the scent of a deer mixed with interdigital gland. So that's the gland that's between the hooves that they actually track with, and so. This ain't doing heat. This is actually just deer. You know, it just smells like a deer. Every day deers are out here peeing. Every day deers are out here leaving their scent with their interdigital glands, and that's what this is, Bowhunter's Fatal Obsession. And so I'm going to use that today. And then this is a little cover scent you can spray on your clothes, or you can spray around your blind. It's just earth and leaves, so it's like the dirt smell. I always like dirt smell more than that old unscented stuff that I don't think works. All that unscented spray stuff. I want something that smells like the woods, and that's what this is. So we're going to spray that around the blind. We'll spray it on the blind and spray it, around. But then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to take this and I'm going to take a little rag, because I always have a drag rag. I always have a rag, 2 or 3 rags, and I'll spray it down and hang it up. Just around. I'll hang one over here, and then I'm going to hang one over here, right off of this main trail, because if anything does come through here this evening, I want that scent going out through there. And deers are curious, deers are curious. They smell something, smell a new deer. Hey, what's that? I ain't smelled that before. And a lot of times it'll just, calm them down enough to just come right on in, and it may give you a shot. So, check them out. We're going to be using their doe and heat, their buck tarsal. They got a whole range of scents and lures. It's called ScrapeJuice, and we'll put the information at the end of the video. But that's one of the things that I like doing, is I want to get the deer to come where I want him to come or her to come for a shot. And a lot of times scents will do that. You know, I want to get it broadside 15, 20 yards, and I want to make him stop, or hers. I want to make them stop right where I want to, you know, shoot. And especially when you're filming, that helps too. So a lot of people that don't use any kind of masking scent or deer scent, I just think, man, they're really messing up. Now you can use anything. You can use these. You know, you can use these little things, and you can get them cheap. You just hang them up around a trail or something. And we're going to spray this here. Spray this. Whew. Wow! Make sure you don't get that on your clothes. And you know, you just spray it down, and just kind of hang it up around where you want that deer to stop, or in the area that you think they're coming. So we're going to put that one right down here on this trail, and then we're going to hang this other one right over here around on this side of the blind in case something comes around there. You spray it down right good. I really like ScrapeJuice. One reason I really like this company is because it's all spray bottles. You know, a lot of times you get that pour bottle, you know, the bottles that pour, and a lot of times in the dark or something you're spilling half of it or whatever. But this is, boy, that stuff's strong. Wow, that's good. That's what you want. So we're going to go down here and hang this, and hang these up, and then we're going to get a rag, and we're going to drag it. I'm going to go up here and drag around this trail, and you know, this is all preparation. Okay, this is all preparation. And a lot of people don't do that. They just want to hurry up and get in their blind or get in their stand. But if you just take that little extra, few minutes to do this stuff, it could make a difference. And I've seen over the years it does make a difference. And so that's the reason I do it. So let's go. Now we got this big run right here, so I'm just going to hang one right here. Give me about a 15-yard broadside shot, because the blind is just right there. And you know, get it on this trail, or this scent will go out through here. It's going out this way, it's going out that way. Whew. Now I'll tell you what, you can smell that stuff right here. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to go over here, and we're going to set one on this side of the blind. Anything comes up through here, and it may not be the perfect wind, we might get away with a little bit, so we're just going to put one right there, and that way you've got everything kind of covered. And you can put more out, you know, sometimes I'll put 4 or 5 out, but we're just going to put 2 out today. Yeah, I really don't expect anything to come from this way. I mean, it may, you know, you never know, and somebody's over there jump one up and they come across that field or whatever, but I don't expect nothing to come that way, and the wind's going right that way. So, but I really feel like they're going to come from that way where that deer was earlier, or this way, or they may come across some road up here, because the road's not that far, and they've been crossing. There's a big trail that you can see on the road that comes down the bank right down into this bowl. And all we're hunting here is just a big bowl. It's like a big thermal hub. And they can be really tricky, especially in these hill countries. It can be really tricky to hunt because of your wind that's just shifting. But again, this is where you want good scent going out through there and kind of buffering it, buffering your scent a little bit. But thermal hubs, a lot of times in these low places, are better to hunt in the evenings. You know, they're not very good morning spots, but they're really good evening spots because your scent's naturally going down anyway as the temperature drops. But you know, today, like I said, I'm not really planning on killing nothing, but you never know. But I'm mostly just observing. I'm going to be glassing, I'm going to be watching, and I'm just going to see kind of what the deers are naturally doing. And you know, put my cameras out here in a little bit and get in the blind and set for the evening. So bow season starts again. This is my 33rd bow season. I'm getting old. 33rd bow season. So maybe we'll have some luck this evening, or at least we'll see some. I've already seen one, but maybe we'll see some more come through here. So let's put these cameras up and get in the blind. we got all that work done. We got our drag rag out, and we've got our camera up, and now it's 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna get here and sit down and just kind of take it easy. Take this earth, leaves, and scent and just spray it around the blind. Boy, it smells like dirt. And you're just going to spray it kind of around. And you spray on your clothes too. It smells good if you like dirt. Man, I really like these blinds, these Tidewe blinds. They're see-through, but they don't have the Velcro. You can just pull these up, and they're real quiet. You know, a lot of people are sort of leery about putting a blind up and hunting it the same day. But you know, I've actually shot deer the same day I put blinds up. They may come through there and they may kind of see, they may kind of look a little bit curious, but if they don't smell anything, and like I said, if there's deer scent out there and everything's kind of calm and you ain't put a lot of pressure on that place, a lot of times they're just, you know, just sit still, sit in your blind. I've had them walk right up the same day I've shot them. You know, and of course I have with turkeys, but deer, you know, it can happen. And like I said, I'm mostly observing, and I'm really dependent on my binoculars, and I want to watch up in these thickets, because you may not see a whole deer. You may just see a part of something moving out there, and you throw it up, and you just see a part of an ear, or part of a rack, or part of a, but you know, at least you saw a deer, and you kind of know which way they're traveling, whereas if you didn't have good optics, you may never see them. So anything that I see, and it may be a bird or it may be the wind or whatever, but if I see something moving out there and something tells me to look, well, I'm looking. Most of the time it ain't nothing, but there's been a lot of times it's been something, and I've seen that deer and knew it was there long before it came up here, and I was already ready for it. And so I can shoot anywhere down here. I can shoot anywhere out there. I can shoot out the door here if I have to, but I probably won't. If they're on that trail, you know, just let them come right up here. Whew, all right, we're hunting. So, whew, get me out. You know why hunters have such a good immune system? Things fall in the dirt and we still eat it. Oh, Three Musketeers. Dr. Pepper, Three Musketeers. Oh, and for them long sits, sweet tarts. You gotta have something. Walking. I can't see it yet. It sounds like it's back in there, in that thicket somewhere. I just ain't been able to see it. I can hear it though. It's just shoot, 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 shoot. And it ain't no squirrel. I mean, it was steady for a bit. And I tell you, they just like, it's just like ghosts, you know, they just appear. And, You know, you think a 100-pound deer or 120, 30-pound deer make noise, but they can just sneak right in on you, man. But that's good, though. I mean, it sounds like it's right over in that thicket. So, whew, I finally cooled down. You can kind of feel the temperature drop just a little bit. Sounds like it's right out there, in that thicket right there. Probably ease up like this, come back around, do a circle. I might follow that trail too. I know one thing. I come back in here, I'll have my Tidewe chair. This little stool gets to your back. I used to be able to sit on for 10 hours straight, but the older you get, the more you need that back support. And I'll make sure to bring my chair, because they're worth it. They're a little bit heavy, you know, packing in, but it's worth it. Sit here in comfort. But I heard that one over here, but it seemed like I heard one behind me. Actually, it seemed like it jumped, like boom, boom, boom. It seemed like it was right up here behind me. It's weird because I didn't think nothing would come behind me, but I believe that was a deer that jumped. And the wind's kind of going that way, so one might have come right here and just, you know, never snorted it, but I heard it go boom, 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 like it jumped about 10 minutes ago. So I'm glad it didn't blow, though. So there's been deer around me, but I haven't seen one, but it's pretty thick in here. I mean, you know, but that's why they're here. And when you're bow hunting, you know, I don't really care about seeing a long way, unless I'm observing movement in the field or something. You know, kind of seeing, you know, what part of the field they're coming out in or whatever, and then make a setup. But I don't care about seeing a long way, because you can't shoot a long way. So I like to get tight like this, where when you do see one, they're usually pretty close in the bow range. But you hear, you know, sometimes you hear them more than you see them. But just knowing they're around helps. So, but I believe that was a deer behind me. I'm pretty sure it was. But I know I heard that one walking right over in here. I got the glimpse of another deer. It might have been the same one from earlier, because it was kind of in that same location. I just got a glimpse of him, and I know it was a deer because I just seen the legs, and it went just right through that opening and through that brush. But I could see its legs going through there. I threw the binoculars up and I could see it moving. It didn't look like a big deer. It looked like a small deer, but it went right through out there. But so that makes 3 that I know was right near. But you know, I don't know what this one was. You know, I never did see it, but I heard it. But it wasn't a big deer, whatever it was. But it kind of just went right through there. So, but I know they're in here. I mean, that's a good sign that they're staying right in here. And I'm hearing acorns fall too. I've been hearing them drop, and not a whole lot, but I've been hearing them, you know, drop a little bit here and there. So now this is what I do. Now I know a lot of people, you know, stay till they can't see. I don't do that when it's hot like this, when it's early season and it's not going to get cold at night. I try to ease out of here before it gets real dark, and here's why. I just don't want the temptation to shoot one when it gets dusky dark. You know, I'm an hour from home, so I don't want to be out here tracking one and moving through here at night with lights trying to find one after dark. If you don't make the perfect shot, or you don't make, you know, which I tried to, but I mean, if something was to happen, you'd have to let it lay out here tonight. Meat was spoiled because, you know, it's laying out here and it's 60 degrees at night. So I just, you know, I guess if I lived on the property and I lived like 5 or 10 minutes away, it might be different. But I just don't want the temptation to shoot one, you know. And I know people say, oh man, you got to stay, that's last 5-10 minutes, well, that's true, but I just don't do, I try to ease out of there before, now when it gets colder and it gets, you know, down to 30s and you know, and I know I can leave them lay, shoot one at dusk, I'll sit there till dark. But I try to just ease out of here about 15 minutes before it gets, you know, dark. And plus I've got to hang another camera going out, so I got to be able to see. But so I'm gonna sit here till about another hour, and then I'm gonna get up and just ease on out of here and go. I'm gonna put that other camera about 80 yards, you know, on my way out. But you know, hey, I've seen some deer at least, and just ain't been able to get none on film because it's brushy right where they've been at.